This episode of GuildCast is sponsored by Shutterstock.com. With over 20 million high-quality stock photos, illustrations, vectors, and video clips, Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. For 30% off your brand new account, go on over to Shutterstock.com and use offer code GameBreaker6. 6. What's up, everybody? Welcome to GuildCast episode 73 for June 5th, 2013. You're watching Gamebreaker TV. I'm Gary Gannon, and coming up on today's show, I hope you like dragons, because the next patch is, well, kind of full of them. Gambling is coming to Guild Wars 2. I'm very happy about that. Now I can start up another habit, and we're close, so close to mounts. I can smell the MOA crap from here. All that and more, but first, massively streaming team all over the place. Bog Otter, the YouTube channel Bog Otters, Mr. Rich Procopio, how are you, sir?
Hello there. How are you?
Very fantastic. We're here to talk about some Guild Wars 2. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're just going to do random voices the whole show.
Sure, why not? Actually, speaking of voices, I need an update. Well, let's bring in Matt really quick. Matt Visual, looking all fuzzy as ever. Not just your hair, but Matt Unvisual this week.
Yes, I am.
You were like
Super Adventure Box Matt.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. For old school Gamebreaker fans, Matt Unvisual is like the Josh Allen from 1985 on Legendary when he had terrible internet.
Nice.
Something is up. All right, so something is up with your internet. You're getting that worked on, and hopefully that'll be fixed by next week. So that's your story.
Yes, it will.
You know that something's wrong. So you have a tech coming out. They're usually fantastic. They know exactly what they're doing. Did you restart the router? Unplug it for 30 seconds. Plug it back in.
Replace your splitters.
I call them saying, okay, I restarted the router, I restarted my computer, I did everything that you usually tell me to do. What else can you do for me? We can send a technician out. What are you getting paid for? What are you getting paid for? They just sit there and they read a card. And
then they'll probably bring another modem for you and try that. All right, so you've got internet trouble. We'll deal with it. It's okay. But Richie, I need an update because you still have teeth trouble. What the hell happened with that crazy story with you? Is there an update? You've got things still lodged in your face?
Yeah, this is weeks now. I went to a specialist after I had a root canal, for anybody who doesn't know, and the dental file got broken off into my tooth. And
every time you say it, every time you just say it, I'm just like...
And I had to go to a specialist.
I feel this piece of metal in my mouth, like lodged in my tooth. Like, that's so nasty. Okay, sorry.
So I went to a specialist. I sat there. I was in the dental chair with them working on it for an hour, trying to drill around this like 1 little millimeter canal to get this thing out. And after an hour went by, he said, I can't get it out today. We're going to have to make an hour-and-a-half appointment, and that's coming this Monday. But here's the crazy thing. I had my mouth open for an hour for this procedure. When he took all the stuff out and said for me to spit, I couldn't close my mouth. My jaw was locked open. I was like, I can't. So he had actually put his fingers into my mouth and snapped my jaw back into place.
Oh my God! What is going on, man?
This is just
an
horrible.
hour.
This is like
just like a.
It's just horrible. It's just been really bad. So I go back on Monday morning, and hopefully they can get this thing out of there because I'm sick of it.
I hope so. All right. I hope you can get rid of that thing, man. Does it hurt? Do you have pain?
Not right now. I'm fine, but after each procedure, it's a couple days of pretty bad soreness.
Oh, perfect. So you're going in Monday morning, and we're actually doing GuildCast next week on Monday, hopefully. So that'll be perfect. You'll be in complete pain and agonizing pain on like Vicodin and.
That's right.
Perfect. We are going to attempt to probably do GuildCast next Monday live if you guys want to tune in, basically because E3 is all week. So I'll be at E3 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're going to try. Hopefully, Richie hopefully you can make it to the show and hopefully you can speak. Actually, if you can't speak, I actually would still encourage you to come on the show because I think it would be fantastic.
I know you want me to with a mouthful of gauze, spitting cotton out all over the place, and
who doesn't?
Yeah,
Everybody in
great.
chat room, type a 1 if you want to see Richie with gauze and his mouth drooling all over himself on next week's GuildCast. Type 1.
GuildCast.
0 if you don't want to. Of course, the audience wants you to. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Somebody put a
television right
7 in chat. Somebody put 7 in. So
Yep. Look, everybody wants that. So
He means
you
times 7. He wants you to have gauze in your mouth and foaming at the mouth.
see, this time I'm not trolling you. It's the chat room. They demand Richie Procopio in pain on GuildCast.
Nice. I'm so
You
loved.
feel loved. You're so loved.
Yes.
So loved. All right, so let's talk about some Guild Wars too. We got a lot to talk about today. So Karka. Obviously, we just can't get enough of the Karka. So to round off the all dragony, we've got to talk about the.
Can you repeat that? You cut out there.
Yeah.
Nice. Apparently, we're all having internet issues, so I'm going to repeat a lot of stuff, which should make the show about 3 hours long. Here we go. Well, I was talking about. I'm saying so to round out, like the Southsun content. Things are gonna get all about dragons pretty soon after that. So we've got to talk about the hulking monstrosity that is the Karka Queen. So the content, right? It centers around the 4 camps on the island, which you have to capture all of them. Correct?
That's right. Yeah, they put this in yesterday. Yeah. I guess it's kind of like the conclusion to Southsun. They kind of just slid it in there. Southsun now has 4 points, 4 like outposts where there can be dynamic events there where you don't have control over them. So you go there and you try to take these 4 points over, and if everybody in the zone can get together and control all 4 points, then you get access to a new vendor, and you get and it has a chance to spawn the Karka Queen world boss, which is brand new. So that's how that works.
Are there events to take them? Is it surrounded by events?
Yep, they're pretty. Each one of them's a little bit different. One of them's you got like nests that you have to take flamethrowers to and burn them down, and most of them are filled with Karka that you slay over and over and over again to get these. But yeah, they're definitely 4 separate events that you have to do to control these points.
Right, and then she spawns after.
Just a random camp. So once all 4 of the camps are under player control, she spawns, and is it at a random camp?
No, it's in the same place where the chest is on the map. You see like a chest, even if the chest is not even there, the chest is on the map, and that's where the general area that she spawns. And she spawns. She has like a heavy armor, and you just pretty much beat on her. She doesn't do any of the roll tricks or anything like that we saw in the last event. So basically just beat on her, and then a chest spawns, and you get a chest. I don't know if it's a daily chest, but you get a chest at the the ones that you get like from World v World and stuff like that. They're at the corner. You get the corner chest, and you get a grand chest. Yeah. Grand
so it's like a normal world boss. You have your daily chest, right, and then you have the boss loot, and the only difference is you can get some Karka shells from it in addition to some other stuff, right?
The Karka shells, were they in Japanese for you too?
No.
They were in Japanese for me when I did it. I guess we were part of the first group that did it, and all the Karka shells were in Japanese, I guess. I'm guessing Chinese, Japanese.
Matt plays on private servers. It's cheaper. He doesn't like...
No,
right.
You mean the text on the item was just like a foreign language?
It didn't look like Tyrion or whatever they call it.
No, I didn't experience that.
Yeah.
Watching chat room is saying somebody else in chat room got the same thing. So I guess maybe early on it was a little bit of a text.
Yeah, before they fixed it.
The whole thing has been very buggy. I mean, there's been a lot of issues with this. I mean, I tried to do it a lot today. I tried to get in there to take her out today. And there's some of these events are broken. You can't kill the Karka nest on some servers. Some servers you have control over all 4 points, and the queen just doesn't spawn. They've done a couple patches and stuff like that to try to fix. Some people did the event and didn't get the achievement for it. So this has been some of the more buggier stuff I've seen in a long time, which is kind of disappointing.
It's the Southsun curse, my friend.
It is the Southsun.
Oh, it's been renamed already by the community. It's the Southsun curse.
Yeah, they just need to cut their losses and just delete that area and just toss it off to the side.
I want to get and talk about the fight itself, and but I thought one thing that was really interesting I wanted to bring up that if anybody hasn't jumped in there, so she has a 10-minute timer that basically if she survives, she basically escapes and then can reappear at another camp. So,
right,
has this happened to either of you guys so far?
No, she's always dying for me.
It's pretty easy.
I haven't
really.
I haven't had a chance to fight her because of the bugs. But I've watched a couple YouTube videos on it and stuff like that, and they were like at 6 minutes left and she was down. So I guess as long as you have people there, it shouldn't be a problem. I do like that there's a fail condition, right? Because that's my problem with a lot of these world bosses is you can't lose to them. But I don't necessarily like that it's kind of artificial, like just a timer, like you have to do it in this sort of time or not. The Balthazar in Ore is kind of like that too, right? You have to kill him really fast or you fail the event. And someone actually brought this up on, I forget, on Twitter or something like that, that Grenth seems to be one of those boss fights that has fail conditions in it, and you can totally wipe and have to start over. That isn't induced by something artificial like an enrage timer. So I really like to see more like that. But I will say I do like that you can fail this event, I guess, if you don't have a lot of people there. And so at least it's not like, the one time I did the Shatterer with like 10 people or something, it took like 30 minutes, but we still did it.
Oh gosh.
So yeah.
Well,
at least you got better FPS.
Yes. Now, Matt, at least you got to fight her. So let's talk. Tell me a little bit about the fight mechanics in the fight itself. I mean, I got to ask the question just because it's come up time and time again about Guild Wars 2, but is she all health and no mechanics?
Man, I gotta say, like, from what I can see, people were telling people like the eggs, the Karka eggs, to pick them up and throw it at the queen. But other than that, man, you just beat on it.
That's it.
You beat on her and you killed her. That's pretty much how it goes. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some mechanics there, but when it comes down to it, you don't need to do it.
How many of these? I mean, is the event enough to kind of have this around like some sort of event and just have? I mean, I'm kind of feeling like how long can they kind of build event? Boss mechanic, or lack of boss mechanics, I guess. With things like this before players kind of grow a little bit tired of them. Is there enough other stuff surrounding it? It's over so quickly that you're just like, okay. But does it leave you with that sense of feeling of just like this is kind of lackluster, or do they need to do that because it's an open world boss and they don't want to make it incredibly difficult for a bunch of like random people to just be like trying to take this thing down without any coordination? I mean, how do you feel about it? Because we've talked about this forever, right? And ArenaNet, this has never been their strong suit. Let's be honest. Boss mechanics is not their strong suit. So I just wonder if the player base is getting a little bit tired of it at this point.
I'm getting a little bit tired of these type of events. I can't wait for stuff like we were talking about this last time, and Richie was saying, they got to have these easy events. They just toss them out, and then they have like something like what we're getting next week. No, a couple of days. Yeah, well, next week, I guess you could say Dragon Bash. Where they put lots of detail into this whole holiday. So I guess it's okay to have some events like this. I mean, it's not really much to do with the boss. It's really easy. You just have a couple commanders at each camp. You take it, and then you hit the boss. You get your chest, and pretty much you don't need to do it again. Because when you do it again, they don't give you better, good rewards. You get that daily chest that gives you 2 rares, and that's pretty much it. You're never going to get anything good from the actual grand chest. You're always going to get blues and greens and some Carker shells. Well, from my experience, anyway.
Now, Rich, I know you didn't get to experience it yet, but I don't know. Where do you sit on this? I mean, would you like to see maybe some more difficult open world boss content with some like hardcore mechanics?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like that the Karka Queen is now going to be a permanent fixture, right? This is permanent content. She's going to be another world boss that you can kind of watch the timer for, and you can go in there and take it out and get your 2 rares, or a chance for a precursor, which I'll never get, stuff like that. So I mean, from that aspect, it's cool to have more world bosses. But yeah, I'm tired of just sitting there and spamming buttons and kind of doing them in my sleep. I remember way back when we were describing like Tequatl the Sunless before the game ever launched, and I had it in my head just from what they described and from the video footage we could see that, the boss will come down and, you're going to need to charge this mega laser, right, in order to get it. So some people have to work on defending the mega laser. And then, she's going to put up these bone walls, or he's going to put up these bone walls. And, that's going to block the mega laser. So you need some people that are going to take out the bone walls, and then you're going to need to have people that are on all these ads and stuff like that. So it felt like to me that you were going to need some people assigned to each of these tasks, and in reality, you don't. Those things are all in the fight, right? There is a mega laser and there are bone walls, but you just stand in a big pile and you spam your abilities at the boss, and it dies. And all of that other stuff happens, but it's superfluous. It's unnecessary to the boss. So
why do you think they're going? Why do you think they're doing this? Why don't you?
I think one of the problems. Oh, you're cutting out again.
I think it seems like ArenaNet might be kind of a little hesitant to give players some really hardcore content, and I know like a lot of players watching this show and things like that would want stuff like that, but maybe that's just not the majority of players, and maybe they need to keep that really super casual like feel. But I don't know. I think it'd be nice to like if they could throw the harder core people maybe a bone and have some content in the game that maybe some more of the casual players can't finish.
Yeah.
Especially with it being a permanent boss, right? Like, why not just have it there? If it's gonna be permanent, it takes you a couple weeks. Whatever.
No.
I think one of the problems is when you have a big event like this, all the FPS, all the performance optimization of the game is really poor. So all these people are, spamming their abilities at the boss, and you're getting like 10 FPS, even on good machines. So how would they add mechanics to that's needed when everyone's getting like 10 FPS? You can barely like do anything but spam one.
Yeah. It's really hard to do in the open. It's really hard to do in the open world. I mean, instance with a specific set group of like 10 or something, it's a lot easier. But yeah, in the open world, you're right.
No, I agree with that. I don't think they can go to hardcore on an open world boss, but I would love them to just surprise the crap out of all of us and just come out with like a really, kick-ass, hard as heck, dungeon, and increase the players to like 10 or something like that, right? Because we had some instances in Guild Wars 2 where you could bring up to 12 people. And like, so I would love them just to surprise us with something like that and say, here it is, boom, 12 people, 10 people, something like that can go into this, and then you're going to see people freak out if something goes like that. I'm just hoping they do something for that. We need some more harder core or challenging content in this game. We're desperate for it at this point.
Guess
The
what?
crazy team build that you can create with that, with 12 people in a dungeon, would be impressive, extremely impressive.
We derped out and crashed.
We did.
We derp.
All right, minor technical difficulties, and we're back. So, what are some of the loot drops? I think you touched on them there a bit, Matt. What have you seen?
Drops for the event?
Yes.
I have seen 2 rares. You're like guaranteed 2 rares from the boss. I'm assuming it's a daily chest. People in the chat can confirm. I'm assuming it's a daily chest, and then you get a grand chest from the Karka Queen, and that is it. And the chest gets worse and worse as you keep doing it, as all events go.
Mm-hmm. Diminishing.
And that's pretty much it.
Chest.
Blues and greens.
What about can you? Are you able to turn the Karka shells into some cool gear? Something involving like shells and seaweed.
Oh, this pains my heart and soul. I actually did. I put out a video yesterday, and I was so excited because I'm like, you know what? If you hold these 4 points, it unlocks a special vendor at one of the camps, right, or several of the camps, where you can turn in Karka shells and some gold for some new gear. And there is gear. There is level 80 exotics with the settler stat combo, and so that's cool. But they're not new skins. The weapons and the armor are all old, like low-level skins, and I was like, "Oh, you're killing me here."
Why?
You're killing me.
What? Why? Why?
There wasn't. there was a dev post. They kind of reacted to it because people were saying the same thing, and it was like, what is going on with this? And they basically said that we've done a lot of weapons since launch because those are a lot easier, and it is a lot of resources to pump out a suit of armor. And I think I've said this before, because they need to do it for every race, right? And they need to do male and female versions, and they need to do 3 sets. So I understand it takes a lot of time, and that's what people really want at this point.
I was gonna say the flip side of it is no one wants to be disappointed, and that sounds just like disappointment. Nobody really would have expected that.
I was expecting lobsters on my head, or some sort of crustacean thing, and I didn't get it. So yeah, it's disappointing.
Not even like the visual style. I mean, it's so gorgeous and it's such a visual game. I think they could do so much more with the just armor diversity in the game, just overall. It just seems like something that they just don't spend enough on, which maybe there just isn't enough return on it, but at the same time, it feels like it's left kind of like out in the cold a little bit compared to the rest of the game. Am I wrong?
No, they're definitely pushing a lot of the weapons each like event, each like month. They'll push out some of those weapons that you can get. So I mean, they're going good on that, but definitely in the armor department would be nice. Definitely. I don't know if it should be another dungeon, or I don't know. Maybe some ascended gear would be pretty cool. I don't even know how they're gonna end up doing that, because it's the same thing with the legendary. How awesome are you gonna make the ascended gear look like? And everything else. So you're gonna have to work harder for the ascended gear. So it's one of those things, though. Are these skins going to be harder to get, but these skins are going to be easier to get and they look better, or how are they going to do that? It's the balancing that.
It's a balance. I mean, as far as like, I think visual diversity in MMOs is such a key factor. Like, players want to be that special snowflake, right? And it's like you get town clothes all the time. We keep updating like town clothes. So that stuff keeps coming. Armor sets, on the other hand, not so much.
The town clothes is cheaper to make, though, right? Because you do version for every male and female, every race, but you don't have to do light, medium, and heavy. And I think that's the difference. But you're right. I mean, it launched with a decent number of end game kind of sets, right? There was all those dungeon sets and the crafting sets and different things like that. And I think people were pretty happy. But and there was the one set that you can buy directly from the gem store. But what have you gotten in terms of armor since then? Like a full armor set? What have we gotten since then? I don't know. It's definitely something that I think the majority of the player base is dying for. They really want to see a full, combat ready, new sets of armor that come out. And I hope they're not waiting for, like Matt said, kind of the ascended level to actually unveil some of that. And if they do wait for that, I hope there's more than one for each armor type.
What would it really, in your both your opinions, what would it really hurt Guild Wars 2 if they just allowed you to wear town clothes anywhere and just?
What do you mean, like town clothes, and like get rid of town clothes and just put it on?
Just get rid of it in general and just be able to just wear it anytime, anywhere you want, doing whatever you want to do. Like,
it would be awesome. It would be awesome. There's no point. You just have a different equipment window and just drag and drop, your panda hat or your chef sword or whatever, and just drop it on and it just overlays over your whatever you have. That would be perfect. I mean, it's been done in so many MMOs. I don't know why they want town clothes.
Have they ever said any thing official, like, of what the reason is why they will not allow town clothes to be worn in combat? Is it like a sort of an RP visual thing for the world?
I think they want to be able to be silly and just goofy and stuff like that with town clothing, and then and not kind of break the immersion when you're out in the world. But the argument to that is, like, I was watching the Master of the Mists PvP tournament. And guys running around with a candy cane hammer, Here's like a live streamed PvP tournament, and people are using candy cane hammers. So, I don't know. If
How much do you think this really affects the world? Because these are some of those topics that come up that we just go like, man, sometimes devs maybe get super fixated on, this like rule that they set before the game launches. And they're just like, this is the way we're doing it. But then at the end of the day, the majority of the player base doesn't really give a shit about that. They just want to wear them in combat and just do their thing. And it's like, maybe sometimes you just should bend and be like, you know what? This is what the players want. And it's like, it's not really game breaking. Like, I don't see, besides it being like a little bit out of character, there's nothing game breaking about it except like, RP wise, it's a little bit odd, and it makes the game a little bit goofy.
Oh, right.
If they were going to do this from the get-go, it would have probably been better to not have certain items on the gem store, and they could have like made it a little bit less silly, because I don't want everybody running around with some of these things. But I agree with you. I think the majority of the player base would just like the freedom to kind of mix and match whatever they want, and it would give the medium armor folk, some more options, so they don't have to look like a pirate all the time.
Right.
That's really all the medium people can look like, pirates.
Now, I guess the flip side of this, if we probably wouldn't even be discussing this if there didn't seem to be a lack of armor and diversity for armor sets. If those were coming out a little bit more and there were more options, I don't even think we'd be talking about this, because they'd be satisfied. So that's the only reason I think this comes up so much, is because people are actually somewhat frustrated because they sort of feel like they're just being kind of cornered into how their characters look.
Yep. No, I agree. I think that it would take the edge off of that debate, if we had a couple more armor choices, for sure.
All right, I want to start talking about the Dragon Bash Festival that's coming up. But first, I want to tell you guys about Shutterstock. If you guys have not checked out Shutterstock, I don't know what you're waiting for. I want you to go over to shutterstock.com, sign up today, make an account, use the promo code Gamebreaker6. It's changed this month to Gamebreaker6. So make sure you use Gamebreaker6 as the promo code. Going to get yourself 30% off on new accounts, which is a ton. If you guys have not checked out Shutterstock yet, what are you waiting for? Almost everybody out there's got a website, right? I mean, you guys have websites, YouTube channel. Everybody's got a YouTube channel. You can do the art, you can skin it, you can do all kinds of stuff. Shutter. You need little icons. I've been using these. These are, let's see my little icon sets here. This is where we find all this little stuff for like the website, all our images. If you guys come to Gamebreaker every day, you probably recognize some of these little thumbs up. This one. Yep, Shutterstock. We don't sit and make them. We just download them from Shutterstock. So much truth. The other cool thing, check this out. This is somewhat new. I won't say it's super new, but I want to show it off to you guys because it's awesome. And by the way, the iPad app, which has this on it as well, is fantastic. Definitely download the iPad app. But they have this thing called Shutterstock Labs, and they have this thing called Spectrum that they've launched, which basically, like, maybe you're in a rut and you've kind of, I don't know, maybe you've got a website and you've got a color scheme. But maybe you're just like kind of like when you need to get the creative juices flowing, you're not really sure like what you want to look for. That's really close up. Let me fix that. What you can do is, it's actually really cool. You come over here to to the Spectrum, and you can throw in a keyword like
dental tooth.
How about sci-fi? I don't know. I probably should have checked this before the show, so it comes up with really good stuff. Oh, okay.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. We totally do it live. So sci-fi, but then what's really cool as well, you can like, so let's say you have like kind of like a color palette. A lot of people have color palettes for their website, right? You don't want to break it. You want the images to feel the same way. You can just slide this thing around up here, and the images just start changing. It's pretty awesome. I use this all the time. Actually,
that is cool.
It is. It's a really cool. It's a really cool way to get inspired and like find cool imagery. Like with, if you're just not really sure what kind of path you want to go down and you just want to like explore stuff and, and then this picture leads you to another image and you get your creative juices flowing and there you go. You want this Daft Punk looking dude and this chick, but you get the point. But yeah, you can type in anything. I mean, you can type in, let's say castle, got a sci-fi site or something, maybe go into blues, something like that. Got some really cool sunsets, things like that, all kinds of stuff. So check it out. Go Shutterstock Labs and check out Spectrum. It's a great creative tool. If you guys, like I said, for your website, if you're trying to figure out, find some new images for it, icons, buttons, all that kind of stuff. Shutterstock's got a ton of it. Even video footage. If you guys need video footage for a project, anything like that, they've got tons of it. Go check it out. Go to shutterstock.com, sign up, make a brand new account, use the promo code Gamebreaker6, get yourself 30% off on your account. I have no idea how long they're going to keep this up with us for 30% off, because that is the largest discount they've ever given. So head on over today and set up your account. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Dragon Bash Festival, which is kicking off in Lions Arch June 11th. It's the same day E3 starts, next Tuesday. Running all the way to July 9th, so just about a month. Is this a new holiday to the Guild Wars universe?
No, it is not.
No.
It was actually in Guild Wars 1. It's a dragon festival. Like it's actually has some ties to Kanta. It's like it celebrates the survival of Kanta, through like a big war that was happening in Guild Wars 1. I don't know all the lore, but I know that there was something that was going on with Kanta. They survived it, and Dragon Festival was born because Kanta is the empire of the dragon. So yeah, that's my little lore.
All right, I'm confused. I'm confused though. Is it like yay, dragons are awesome festival, or is it a yay, let's bash dragon skulls in kind of festival? Which is it? I don't.
Oh, it's definitely Bash.
Oh, it's definitely bash.
Killed them.
It's killed.
No, no. Dragons used to live with humans in peace back then.
No.
That's why.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not what they're celebrating though. I mean, look, they put out they put out a trailer on the Guild Wars website, right? It has a visual, visuals, and then it has a song, and the song lyrics are: "The world has lived in shadows from a pair of demon wings, but none can fear the future or the darkness that it brings. The monster puts on fire show, expecting us to yield, but there's one course of action when we take up sword and shield. Bash the dragon, smash the dragon, drive it right back to its den.
Oh,
bash
gosh.
the dragon, smash the dragon, may it never rise again." So I think it's about smashing dragons.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Smash, smash, so smash! Yeah, yeah. If he started driving that car, we get there being a hell of a lot of bodies around here.
But that song has such dark meaning now that we can
like a pencil thing.
Yeah.
So I started smashing.
By the way, just a disclaimer, that's not the song that's on the Guild Wars website.
Could they please put that? Could they please put that on the site there? Just smash, smash, smash.
Oh gosh, that's so bad.
By the way, if you haven't checked out that trailer with the song, it is very catchy and very well done.
It's so good. Okay, so the dragons are bad guys. They used to be nice, now they're bad guys. It kind of seems funny to have a celebration around them, but I don't know.
It's basically, you know what? Times are dark, times are scary, but we are not going to be cowering in fear about it. We're going to celebrate and drink a lot, shoot off fireworks, and smash pinatas, and
For what you
have
done,
fun
you deserve
despite all the
respect.
bad
Even
stuff.
if you make mistakes, you're lovable. Doesn't matter your look, skills, or age, or size, or anything. You're
Well,
worthwhile.
I think they're probably celebrating because Zaitan was just so easy that it doesn't matter. All the other dragons are going to be easy anyway.
All right, so Lion Arch itself it's going to look apparently very dragony in celebration for the next month or so. Massive decorations, things like that. I assume it's going to be sort of a la Winter's Day, but dragony.
Yeah, you can see the trailer. They have a bunch of dragon effigies around with targets on them. I think the lion fountain, is going to transform into a huge dragon. And from Winter's Day and from the Halloween events, they really do a good job of decking Lion's Arch out. And I just love when the environment there changes and
So
it just looks all festive.
ArenaNet's probably going to hate me because I always bring this up, but I kind of have to bring this up, ArenaNet.
Go for it.
Why is it always Lion's Arch?
The laggiest place.
Why other cities are going to have like dragon pinatas, which that doesn't sound like it's nearly on the same level. Why doesn't it move? Why aren't they utilizing the other cities? Like why is it always Lion's Arch?
Lion's Arch is
That's where
the center of it all.
That's where the Mystic Forge is.
Yeah.
Don't you
That's
want a
really all-
celebration? Like, wouldn't you like to see maybe one of the other cities for once be the main hub of an event like this?
Yeah, but
Infinity's Reach.
I will say that it's not quite the same because it's not like a holiday thing. Super Adventure Box, brought everybody to Radisum, which was cool. But yeah, it wasn't a big holiday decorated thing. Yeah, it would be nice to kind of utilize the other cities. But this is a problem in a lot of MMOs, right? You have the one place where everybody goes, and it's hard to get people out of them. I don't know.
Yeah,
Everyone's
in Lion's Arch.
Yeah, they'd have to add the Trading Post and Mystic Forge to all the other cities, and then decorate it, and then people would stay there.
I don't care.
Right.
Get rid of the damn carnival already. It's supposed to be human holidays. Just ditch the carnival. Put it in Divinity's Reach. Let's have a good time. Dragons.
Here we go.
Smash.
I love Divinity's Reach.
Yeah.
Divinity's Reach is awesome.
There's going to be fireworks going on display from June 14th to June 17th. So you got 3 days of that with they're hinting at a spectacular finale. So you guys might want to mark your calendars for that on June 17th. That's what it sounds like. We've seen hints of some giant holographic. Speaking of holograms, you must know what we were talking about on visual. Giant holographic dragon. Are you guys thinking that that's part of the fireworks finale?
Probably.
Yeah, apparently, I think that the holographic dragon is going to just be. You remember the ominous airship, right? The scary-looking airship for Winter's Day. I think it's going to be one of those things where that thing just looms over Lion's Arch during the festivities. You could see a little preview of it in the trailer, but yeah, it's just going to be something you could see in the sky. Be like, "Whoa! I hope that thing is not going to kill us ever."
If something doesn't go hilariously wrong,
That's right.
It better go on June 18th. Magnus the Bloody Handed is hosting a ceremony full of merriment and surprises. Who's in before actual dragon attacks?
Because he sounds all ominous. Magnus the Bloody Handed. Yeah, he's an interesting character. I mean, he's actually in the Edge of Destiny book. So you meet him there, and he actually makes in the close of the Southsun story with Lion Guard Inspector Keel. He actually makes an appearance there. So he's actually a respected member, despite his name. He's a respected member of Lion's Arch. He's on the he's one of the council members and stuff like that. I think he's the ruler of the Lion Guard as well. So even though he has a scary, ominous name that sounds like a whole bunch of things will go wrong. I'm not sensing we're gonna actually get attacked by a dragon during the Dragon Festival.
Probably not. I can't imagine like anything too destructive is actually going to happen, especially because the celebration is lasting all the way through July. So
yeah,
I imagine kind of like we've seen things up in the sky in the past. You're probably going to see a dragon fly.
Yeah, it's a holiday event. It's gonna be akin to the Halloween and the Christmas one. The Winter's Day one. Sorry, and but we haven't had a holiday in a while, so it's good that they're gonna have one. Hopefully on a yearly basis to kick off the summer.
On top of the main attractions, there are some smaller events running as well throughout the entire event. So including MOA racing that you can bet on. I think this is a huge deal. I am all for this. Betting on MOA racing. Who's in?
Is that your gateway drug to go to Vegas?
He knows me already. He's like, all right, be betting on MOA racing.
Oh man, I would like to see like the MOAs, like some of the MOAs be like really like messed up. You see like the black MOA with like the scars and stuff like that, and he's like the fastest one, and you can bet on him or whatever. And then you see like the pretty pink MOAs that could be fast too. I don't know. If they add some characters to the different MOAs in the race, would be just hilarious. Or just have like a little MOA.
I wanted to ride them.
Oh. Mounts, please, mounts.
But talking about the gambling for a bit, because I've actually been talking about this for a long time now, and I don't know why other MMOs don't have some form of gambling in their game. I actually kind of would like that, and I don't know. Do you think that this is for whatever reason most MMOs really steer clear of this? Even when it's just in-game currency, like for fun gambling, kind of putting that in the environment. I don't know, but do you think that you think this could be a sign of things to come in Guild Wars 2? Perhaps. I mean. How awesome would it be to be able to to have structured PvP events and be able to bet on teams and things like that? I think it would add a whole nother dimension to be fun. Do you think they're going to keep this up, or is it maybe like a test?
They had a little bit of gambling in Guild Wars 1, and they actually, there's a dev post that kind of references this, that the betting on the MOAs is going to be akin to like the 9 rings in Guild Wars 1, where it was kind of like roulette, where you had like a grid, right, with different color circles, and players could just run and stand. You had to pay tickets to actually compete in this, and then you would run and stand in a circle and hope that circle got chose, and if that circle got chose, you got rewarded with tickets and stuff like that. So, and it depended on where you were. If you were in the center, that was the one that came up the most often. So you only got a few tickets, but if you got an edge or a corner, you get more tickets and stuff like that. So
you're not actually going to be like, it's not like you're going to be like, I'm betting on the Black Moa. Just, you're like, it's not going to be like that. And then they just all race and run and you watch them, and who crosses the finish line, you win.
Well, it could be, but they just referenced that it's going to be gambling similar to how it was in Guild Wars 1, but obviously this is a completely different beast than that. This is not 9 rings. This is a MOA race. So I guess it's going to be something like betting on a MOA. They did say something that it's going to be a little bit more interactive than what we might be guessing, but I guess we'll have to see next week.
Be cool.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to actually see the MOAs running, not just like a automatic, oh, okay, you won. Like I don't want a dice roll, and then that's it.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that. That would
it.
be incredibly lame. I don't
Yeah, it would. And then you see ArenaNet, oh my god, we got to fix this now.
we need animations for MOAs running quickly. Make the animations. You mentioned before, so I just want to touch on quickly so everybody understands before people get, if you don't get too excited here. Nobody's actually riding the MOAs, so it's not like you're going to be like, hopping on a MOA and then racing somebody else, which would be awesome.
Right.
They're not excited at all looking at this chat.
There aren't even any NPC riders, so it's basically just MOAs racing. So unfortunately, no sign of mounts. But.
Yeah, I read that like preview wrong like 4 times because I just in my mind I really wanted to either be the MOA or ride the MOA. So like for four read throughs, I was like, oh, we totally get to ride the MOAs, and then I was like, oh wait, it doesn't say that at all.
Wouldn't that be great if they even did like thoroughbred, like a horse racing? They put a carriage behind the MOA, and you just like you jump in the carriage and you ride behind it. And you can like whip the MOA.
Yeah,
you trying to win.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, one of the things that people are thinking about, anybody who's a Guild Wars 1 fan, is during the Dragon Festival in Guild Wars 1, you actually they had roller beetle racing, which you actually got to be a roller beetle and compete in this kind of like mini game thing. So I know people are kind of excited and heard about MOA racing, Dragon Festival, Dragon Bash, and kind of were making that association. But Colin Johansson basically said, we would love to do a spiritual successor to that mini game at some point, but this isn't it. So just to bash the hopes of everybody onto the rocks of despair.
Well, the good news is for everybody out there also, this is going to be a permanent fixture in the game. It's a permanent addition, staying in the game. So city's growing, things happening, and so that's the good news that that's not actually going away. And on top of that, actually looks like we're getting a new mini game called Dragon Ball. Help me out, guys. Is that some kind of pop culture reference? I'm not sure.
Dragon Ball Z.
What is that, Matt Unvisual?
Oh my gosh. Man, you think they'll actually have a Dragon Ball with stars on them? Throwing
No.
No,
it'd just be weird. Like the Dragon Ball won't be gold; it'll be like blue or red.
Matt knows more about this than I do.
Chat room's already going, and the big question is going to be: is there going to be an over 9,000 reference in there? I doubt it.
Oh gosh, they did an over 9,000 reference with a golem before.
Did they?
Oh yeah, like in one of the dungeons, it said like OVR 9,000. I think that's what it said. I think that's what it said.
I forget the specifics.
We can only hope. So they call this Dragon Ball an ancient Tyrian pastime. Was this in the original Guild Wars?
Yes. Yeah. Well, they called it Dragon Arena, right? And it was basically a mini game where they replaced your action bar with some dodgeball basic mechanics. You can whiz a ball at people and try to hit them and knock them out, or you can kind of like move very swiftly and kind of dodge them and stuff like that. So it sounds like that's what this is. And the Guild Wars community had nicknamed the Dragon Arena thing Dragon Ball back in the day, and it looks like they're just adopting that for this. So this is going to be fun to actually see Dragon Ball, a dodgeball kind of PvP type game come in. So I'm excited for it.
Do-
One thing that I really am hoping, because all of these mini games, keg brawl and crab toss, all this stuff, they don't let you queue with a group, and that just drives me crazy. It drives me bananas that you can't play with your friends. Like there's a lot of times where I finish guild missions, I'm on vent with my buddies. Hey, let's go do crab toss or whatever. And okay, great, we're all in separate instances. It's like, oh, it drives me nuts.
lame.
Sorry.
Do we know, Richie? Do we know at all if this is sticking around after Dragon Bash is over?
They didn't mention that specifically, so that probably is going to be tied to the actual holiday, kind of like the snowball fighting thing and Winter's Day and stuff like that. So they didn't mention that specifically, and they did mention specifically that the MOA races were going to stick around. So I would bet that it will not. It will not.
Right.
All right, finally on the activities front, defeating holographic minions throughout Tyria can earn you a dragon coffer. So potentially dropping dragon-themed items and skins, as well as the usual crap, I suppose. Yes?
Yeah, there's going to be candy.
Whee!
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also a rare coffer. They didn't really mention how to get one of those. So there's probably going to be some of those random.
What about the wings? The wings, guys. That's the best part.
Yeah, you can
The
get like a whole.
wings.
They did say that you can get a whole lot of candy, right? And if you get like tons and tons and tons of candy, you can kind of beat the RNG a little bit and get some of these cool skins and stuff like that. There's like a dragon mask, and then there's dragon wings, holographic dragon wings, and stuff like that. So
There seems to be two wings. There seems to be one wing that everyone can get through achievement, kind of like Karka, and then there's one that's extremely rare, it seems.
one
Like the
wing to
large-
rule them all.
One ring. Yeah. So I'm thinking one will be extremely rare, and they're not showing the extremely rare one, the dragon wings. They're just showing the Shatterer one, the holographic Shatterer one. So I wonder how like are these wings gonna be like really small, and then the one that's really rare is gonna be like
Epic,
huge.
just like awesome wings just flowing. Everybody's going to want them. Probably.
Right, exactly.
Can only hope so. And after June 18th, performing a ritual dance at a dragon effigy out in the open world will earn you a temporary boost, because who doesn't love slash dance? Yes, everybody loves the slash dance. ArenaNet, they proved with Winter's Day that they pretty much know how to do holiday events. I think everybody kind of agrees, except they need to move to a new city. But beyond that, on paper, Dragon Bash sounds like they're knocking it out of the park again. It sounds like there's a lot of activities, a lot of stuff to do. I think it's going to draw a lot of people back in, maybe taking a little bit of a break and stuff like that. Do you guys agree?
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff there. It's all about the execution, and I think wings is definitely a way to get me back in the game. I'll tell you that.
It gives
Yeah,
you wings.
Gives you wings like Red Bull.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the
That's
Halloween. I think the Halloween and Winter's Day were two of the more popular, game updates we've gotten. So, and I believe that the Dragon Bash will be a yearly thing. So, I think it's going to excite people and get people into it again. It's not going to satisfy what we were talking about before. Like, it's not going to be like hardcore content or anything like that. This is a holiday event, mini games, fun little goofy things, and stuff like that. So, it won't appeal to everyone for sure. But it's been a while since we've gotten a holiday, and I can't wait to see what comes up next week for us.
I feel like Dragon Bash needs a concert. It needs like a metal concert. We need like a metal band in Guild Wars 2 for Dragon Bash. Like,
They're like Azura's with some crazy guitars.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be
Dragon
crazy,
Bash needs
man.
a band. It needs a concert. Yeah, let's screw this dance thing. Get a maybe you incorporate that. Get the slash dance, the effigy ritual. Have like some metal band come out and play. That'd be amazing.
Right where the lion statue is. Man, that would be pretty crazy, actually.
Destiny's Edge in concert.
Oh, snap, yeah.
Now you're talking.
You see Logan break down a solo and everything. That'd be great. Talking about how much he loves the queen.
He runs away.
Yes,
He runs away. He runs off stage.
he
jumps
runs off stage at stage fright at the last second. On the features front for this patch, a lot of adjustments are coming to the leaderboards, especially to make inactive players slip down over time, which of course helps new players rise up not much to say about this here, but I think most people, this is going to be a really good change for people who are playing the leaderboard action. Kind of, maybe slightly, I don't want to say oversight on the sort of the implementation, but I think it's definitely a good addition, adjustment to the leaderboard.
Yeah, you need some sort of decay there, right? So you just can't get like a high-ranking slot and then just take a break for a few months and I'll come back and I'm still relatively high on there. You need to be able to, reward the people that are actively playing. So yeah, this is a good change.
That said, the leaderboards were released. We talked about this. They were released in a really basic way, and they made it clear that they would be kind of reiterating and improving those over time. Sure. Here you go. More interesting than all of that is the new authorized shoutcaster program. So select casters will receive a notification and be able to spectate the game when top PvP teams meet. So good news if you're a select shoutcaster then, I guess. Does anybody have any insight into how you get chosen? Can you apply? Do you just have to get popular? How is this all working?
I guess for the beginning, the regular shoutcasters that you have on Guild Wars 2 Guru and MMO for the win, I think it's called. I think those guys will probably get like the first invites. But I mean, as esports probably grows, then it'll harder. But if you're maybe they have like a certain requirement where you're supposed to stream, every week or something like that. If you're consistent, maybe then they'll give you like one of those special activation codes.
Yeah, if you want to be a shoutcaster in Guild Wars 2, you just need to start shoutcasting, right? That's how some of these guys started, like Blue and stuff like that. As soon as spectator mode was in, he was up on his Twitch channel, and he got noticed right away because he was just, I'm ready for this. I want to do this, and this is what I'm dedicated to. So there's no application that you could really go through that we know of. You just need to start making a name for yourself, and all it takes is you to start doing it. So, yeah, it's interesting that it's so closed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly all the reasons why they're kind of taking that path with it, but I also don't think it's overly hard to, if you're really serious about this and you just start doing it. You don't need the perfect equipment, you don't need the perfect anything. Just start practicing, start learning about it and getting yourself out there. I think you can make a name for yourself pretty quickly. Start.
It's the only way you're going to get noticed. That's for damn sure. Just start doing it. Start making YouTube videos and get in there and start shoutcasting some more stuff. I want to talk about how some MMO players took advantage of the system and made some easy money. Really quick, I want to tell you guys about Audible. I love Audible. Go to audible.com/gamebreaker. Want to hook you guys up with a free 30-day trial and get a free audio book. That's right. So you're not only going to get a free 30-day trial, we're also going to get you a free audio book. And there's tons of really good books on there. I don't actually know, to be honest. I should clarify this. I don't think you can get this one as your free one, but I think maybe you can. I don't know. I should clarify this. I don't know. Don't hold me to it. But damn, everybody's talking about Game of Thrones. They're all on here. And I have to say, I highly recommend them. Book 1, 33 hours and 50 minutes of pure bliss. It's amazing. But it's so good. It's good. All of them are on here. You can check them all out. But to all the Game of Thrones books, I don't want to hear any spoilers. Nobody spoil. I didn't watch last week's episode. So
you didn't watch it yet?
No! Shut your mouth before she pick up you.
It's good stuff.
Head on over to audible.com/gamebreaker. Sign up for an account. You download the app. If you guys have not checked out Audible, I feel like some people may not know. It's audiobooks. It's audiobooks. You put your app on the phone. I've been a fan for years. Let's see what we got going on. There's my app. You launch the app. And...
firing sniper. The loogie, when expanded into the air like this, is about the size of a football. Miles and miles of easy but strong fibers like spaghetti.
I had that queued up, just waiting for you.
The spaghetti is sticky, goopy stuff that stays fluid for an instant when the loogie gun is fired, then sets quickly. Medicops have to tote this kind of gear because when each franchulate is so small, you can't be chasing people around. The perp almost...
All right, the perp. The loogie gun.
So, I was going to ask you that. Like, do you always have that queued up to say loogie?
I brought it back to that because I thought it was funny. I brought it. But listen to this guy's voice. I mean, here's Game of Thrones.
Jon Snow, move closer. Keep the pony well in hand, he whispered, and don't look away. Father will know if you do. Bran kept his pony well in hand and did not look away.
God, I could listen to this guy. I could listen to this guy forever. Yeah. I could seriously listen to him.
That's when his dad is executing the guy in the first book.
Go over to audible.com, sign up, make an account, download the app, put it on your Android, you put it on your iOS device, your iPhone, your iPad, whatever you got. You install the app, and we're going to get you a free audiobook just because you're using that URL. Go to audible.com/Gamebreaker. Make sure you use that URL. That's how you're going to get your free book and your free trial. So go check it out today. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out today. All right, so some more news that basically shocked the world this week. So MMO players took advantage of the system to make easy money. Wow, exploiting. I don't know about you guys. I never would have imagined MMO players doing something like this. I was completely shocked.
It's just crazy.
It's unbelievable that players would ever do something like this. I am Matt, I am so disappointed in you. I am seriously.
I'm not bad at all. You know, I didn't do that. Not even once. Not even once.
So this has been fixed, but now people are running. So people were running like what, the super short solo dungeon implemented in the last patch with basically a level 1 character because of the upscaling. So then, and then they deleted the character, running it again, and each run would get you 1 gold, 5,000 karma.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. Exploit or clever use of game mechanics, you decide.
They run into this problem like every time too, because they make these things accessible for no matter what level you are. Right? They scale you up. So all you have to do is, I think Asura is the quickest kind of like starting zone that people do. So you make a new character and you run through the tutorial thing, and within a few minutes you're out in the world, and you teleport, to Lion's Arch, then you get to the Southsun, and then you can do the solo instance. And people were doing that for a gold, and some karma. I don't know.
I mean, this is clearly an exploit, right? I mean, I don't think anyone can do this without realizing that this is not how the game is supposed to be played.
Definitely not. They knew what they were doing when they kept deleting characters and redoing it, because it's been happening for a very long time. Like every time I can get these rewards. Let me see if I can exploit this. Every single time it's the same thing. I don't know. My thought process is not like that. When I see that, I was like, okay, get my rewards and that's it. Like I never think that way. That's crazy. I might have been a little tempted because it's hard to get money. It's hard to get money. Okay, I don't want to be a little tempted anymore. I've gotten my legendary. No more CO left for me.
Well, how do you feel about this? Because since it was character based, people actually could do it on all of your existing characters and get the reward. So how do you feel about that? Is that okay? Or does it only run into like when people were actually running it dozens of times? Where's the cutoff? Where do you draw the line in the sand, Matt, on visual?
For me, I mean, if you do it on multiple characters, let's look at this at money-wise. Okay, you're paying ArenaNet for extra character slots. So, you could do it on other characters if you want, right? And get that extra gold. I think that's a worthy trade-off. So, definitely deleting characters and keep doing it over and over again, that's definitely exploiting. You know what you're doing if you're doing that. But on other characters that you already made, I think that's fine.
They need to make some sort of change where because I agree, if you have like 6 or 7 characters that you legitimately play, you should be able to get rewarded for doing that instance on all of them, right? But you don't when they fix something like this. Now you can't do that. Now you just do it on your one character and that's it. They kind of need to do something where the upscaling is for, I don't know, maybe like level 10 characters and above or something like that. If you're lower than level 10, you don't get upscaled to do anything you want. And you know what? That's too bad for those players that only have level 10 or below. But at least you wouldn't be able to have any of these kind of exploits because no one's gonna level 10 levels to get 1 gold.
Do we know? Sure. Do we know if people were banned for this or got any of their money taken away?
I don't think so.
No.
This was pretty low on the impact list of, we've talked about a lot of exploits in the past with hundreds and hundreds of weapons purchased for nothing and resold and all that kind of stuff. But this is a gold.
Matt made over 9,000 gold on this bad boy. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, don't throw me under the bus. Keep that a secret. Come on, Gary. You're on the show. ArenaNet might be watching.
All right, but it is totally fixed now, right? Once per account is what you're allowed to do. Once per account. So it's not a daily, is it?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Can't you do the instance once on solo mode, and then you really have no reason to do that again unless you want to get the one little layer Lightfoot achievement. Then that's better to do it on the solo instance.
All right, this next segment is brought to you by Netflix. For a free 30-day trial, head on over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV. So there's some awesome new items in the gem store. Yes. The Dread Helms of the Dark Gods. You guys ready? Don't look directly at them. They might blind you with their coolness.
Panda.
So the quadrant. You make those combat ready, and everyone's running around with those.
Yes,
dude. I want a panda head. It will totally match with my gear, dude.
Sorry. Obviously, I totally lied. More Lame Town's clothes.
Yeah, you can see by what the guy's dressed in. It's like, really? Like, can't fight in that.
People in chat room are like, "What am I seeing? What am I looking at?" Those are town clothes. Yeah, go. Are both of you guys? I assume both of you are running around with these at all times.
You know what's funny? I make gem store preview videos on my YouTube channel, right, to show things off to other people before they buy it, and I restrained myself on these. I'm like,
you didn't even make a video.
I'm like,
you actually make a video series based on town clothes, and you're like, had to know.
I'm gonna pass on that.
I don't think I've been in town clothes not even once on my character.
I put the warlock Halloween suit on all the time because I love running around a Skeletor. That thing's hilarious. But other than that, that's right.
I don't know.
And he prayed.
They'll probably sell a gajillion of these.
One person will get that joke.
They'll probably sell a gajillion of these. That's my guess.
Probably.
They'll sell more if they didn't have town clothes.
Exactly. Matt Visual. Follow him on Twitter at Matt_Visual. Don't forget the underscore. Got to do the underscore. Matt_Visual. Always a pleasure, sir. Great to see you again. Hopefully you're in 16-bit next week.
Yes, I'll be upgrading.
Upgrade. Richie Procopio. Follow him on the Twitter at Richie Procopio. And of course, go over to his YouTube channel, which is Bog Otter. So you can just don't look for the town clothes video with these Quaggan hats. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Does not exist. You can follow me on Twitter at Gary Gannon. Follow Gamebreaker TV at Gamebreaker TV. And make sure to check out our brand new website. Yes, we have a new website that we launched called Free to Play. It's TO, not the number 2. Free2play.tv. Go check it out if you're in the market for a free-to-play MMO. Tons of great overviews and reviews and the good, the bad, and the ugly of all the free-to-play market. Yes, we know there's a lot of games we're still missing. We're adding to the website. So new games going up there every day. But check it out. Free2play.tv. Don't forget.
I like how the website looks, too.
Oh, thank you.
It looks hot, man. I was like, wow.
Thanks.
Snap.
Cool. Like 10 more people just went and showed up. They're like, oh, man, Matt Visual thought the design was cool. I'm going to check it out right now because that's how it works. Thanks, dude. Go check it out, freetoplay.tv. And I should mention really quickly for the live viewers, keep an eye on our Twitter and Facebook pages during the week. It looks like we'll be doing GuildCast next Monday live. That's what it looks like. Hopefully Richie's in excruciating pain during that show with his root canal. But E3 is next week, so I'll be at E3 most of the week, so we got to do it. So if you guys tune into the other shows, I would say Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, there's not really going to be shows, but we'll be releasing a lot of E3 content. But most of the shows will be on Monday and Friday. So just check that out and keep an eye on our Facebook page for all that good stuff. Have a great week. Thank you guys so much for watching again for another episode of GuildCast. 73 episodes down. But we'll see you next week for some more GuildCast, even though we'll probably have nothing to talk about.